Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today I'm in Venice, California. I'm at Primal Moves, and let me tell you, I just got done watching Garry Lineham of Human Garage and this amazing class. I was in a suit. I didn't quite join in, but I was a little bit of a poser, Garry. I still put some stories on Instagram, so had some fun there, and also got to see, we're going to be talking about this today, their brand new vegan protein bar. So we got a whole lot to talk about that and more. Want to get into Human Garage. First thing, Garry, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. It's really, really fun to see, well, first of all, what you guys do.
Yeah.
Because mission does matter. And also the fact that you guys are out there constantly plugging businesses and ideas and concepts. It's the new news.
Yeah. I bring that up all the time, the new news. I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to get into you, Human Garage.
Sure.
I want to talk about the new protein bar, of course. But before we get into that, we'd like to do this little custom at Mission Matters. And every episode we do, we want to know the mission of our guests. So at Mission Matters, our aim, our goal, Garry, amplify the stories of entrepreneurs, executives, and experts, people that we feel need to be heard. What mission matters to you?
So there's two parts of it. The first one is to help a billion people self-heal. And it's based on reach. And we, this year, have 50 million people practicing.
Wow.
By next year, at the rate we're growing...
50 million.
Yeah, by next year, it'll be 250 million because we're growing exponentially. Because we have millions of practitioners that prescribe these movements to their patients and their clients and their on a daily basis. So it's to help a billion people. But behind that, when you say self-heal, it's basically what we're talking about is self-healing is becoming sovereign in their health. And sovereign in their health means that they're not relying on the system, because you can be whatever you want politically or in your town, in your business. But if you have a problem with your health, you are going to compromise everything in your life to manage your health. So if you're sovereign in your health and you have the ability to control stress, anxiety, disease in your body and move better, live longer, then by getting people to do that, we actually change the society that we live in. So that's the bigger mission. But the frontward facing mission is 1 billion people. And I believe that we're going to hit that number in 2028 and at the outside 2029.
Were you always an entrepreneur? Like, where'd this come from? That's a big goal. When you talk about 1 billion people, like, where'd that come from?
I've always been an entrepreneur. I've had 13 businesses of my own. I've sat on the board of over 100 companies. I've taken
serial entrepreneur. Would you use that title, or? Sure,
serial steak entrepreneur, window dressing entrepreneur. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur of everything, even cereal. So I've taken 2 companies to 50 million under 3 years. My expertise was growth and early stage startup growth, mostly in tech.
So these weren't all in fitness and in health.
None of them actually were.
Wow. This is the first, or one of the first?
Yeah, this was the first.
Wow.
I was a bodybuilder. I always had interest personally in nutrition and health, and I was trying to heal my own pain for 20 years. And I'd spent a couple $1 million trying to do it and nothing worked. So I literally became like most entrepreneurs. If you got a problem, you can't solve it, or someone can't solve the problem that you have, most people, entrepreneurs, become the solution. So I just became the solution. And we started off the clinic here in Venice. In 2014, we were fully functioning as a clinic. We treated 10,000 active patients, and we had like everywhere from Ben Affleck to U.S. Olympic team to Anita Morjani to some of the top doctors and practitioners and spiritual leaders on the planet that were coming to this clinic because we were doing things that were different. But the whole clinic, which we spent $15 million in that clinic, experimenting.
Really?
And we were trying to find answers for me, like why I couldn't get better. And what we found through the clinic was this working with fascia. And that progressed all the way through to the pandemic. Well, when we can't get any help again, is how do I help myself? Like I could help you, but how do I do it to myself? And that spun this whole self-care movement. We just recorded what we did, we put it online, and within a couple months, we had millions of followers.
Wow. What drives that in you? Like in you, obviously you had a need from your personal health, but a lot of people have needs in their personal health, and some accept the status quo and or, you know, just that's the way it's going to be? What drives you in that?
You see, an entrepreneur, people classify that as a capitalist or as a business person, but an entrepreneur is not that. An entrepreneur is somebody who's passionately involved in solving a problem. And usually when they solve the problem, they want to help other people. So I have just a high capacity to want to help other people. I've always done that my whole life. And my businesses in the early days were like wireless cell phones back in the late 80s. You know, and this was early tech. It was freeing people from this restriction. It was voice over IP in the mid 90s. It was encryption in the end of the 90s, early 2000s. It was like always helping people have a better life or secure the life they had. So I believe that most entrepreneurs are generally like that. And I'm not money driven at all. I have made lots of money and I've lost lots of money. And quite frankly, the happiest I've ever been is when I had no money. So it's not about money. It's really about impact. You know, and today, this may sound crazy, but I don't have a salary and I have no financial gain from the Human Garage movement. And neither do my co-founders. There's businesses that are going to spin off over the years from this. Everything from supplement companies to products and stuff like that, which some people may choose to commercialize. But for me, this is my life's work.
So I want to go back to those early days a little bit longer. So when we think about you're in that clinic and you have these high profile people coming and you're spending 15 million. That's no small amount of change in terms of R&D, we'll call it. What surprised you in that segment of time? Like what kind of things kind of like those aha moments?
Big surprises. Number one is I bought into a system of medicine that said that they understood the human body. And what I realized today is that we don't. Like, I'll just give you one example and then from there you can just go anywhere you want. So every function in your body from thinking to blinking is as a protein in your cell activating. And your cells have 5,000 to 20,000 proteins on average, some more, some less. If we round it to 10,000 for a math example, you have 50 trillion cells. And 70 trillion cells. And you have 10,000 I don't know. We have 50 trillion cells. And you have 10,000 proteins per cell. So you have 5 quintillion protein. And these proteins make everything happen in your life. Without them, no life happens. So arguably, they're the most important part of the human existence. So if we were to say scientifically, just from a scientific point of view, that we knew the human body, what percentage of that would we have to know? So of that 5 quintillion, here's how the numbers roll out. We effectively know 100,000. And we only actively work with about 5,000. So we know 5,000 out of 5 quintillion of the most important factor in the human body. Now, we have lots of things that we can do with the human body, but that tells me that there's a lot that we don't know. And I look at any business, I look at arbitrage. Arbitrage is seeing that hole, and that's the hole. The hole is we don't know. So when I discovered that, I'm like, checked out. I no longer want to hear from medicine or science. I'm gonna test it myself.
You're doing the math like in decimals, so we know 0.000.
And it's a simple premise. If there's something that we don't know that we're pretending we know, from a business standpoint, that's the opportunity. But it first came down to removing ego of it. Like, I'll tell you, Human Garage and myself are world known for working with fascia, and world known for women's health issues and general health issues and holistic health. And I can tell you today that I literally know nothing. And I don't say that tongue in cheek.
I understand.
I have observed these things that happen when we apply certain parameters to the body, but to try to understand the miraculous miracle of this human body, there's no flipping way. And I believe that until the end of time, we will not really understand it. And I want to say one other thing. All the science about the human body that's been hardcore science is now being proven wrong. But this isn't the first time in human history.
Of course.
So what are we saying today is settled science that 10, 15, 20 years from now, we're going to say is
wrong.
Like we used to spray a DDT or DEET to get rid of mosquitoes. And it's all safe. Now we know it's the worst thing that you can do to the human body. And I ran around in the kids like that. I ran around in the fog machines getting rid of mosquitoes. So I ask people to ask themselves today, what are you doing today that you're going to look back in 5 or 10 years and say that was stupid? And if you can constantly make that question and answer that question for yourself, then you'll always move ahead.
I want to go further into the human garage movement for those that haven't heard of it.
Sure.
Maybe talk about like that transition and that founding and really what it's aiming to do.
So our primary product is free of charge. And the reason why is because
I heard that, by the way, when you were teaching your class, you were like, go on here, do this is free. You kept talking about free. And I was like, wow,
Right.
that's amazing.
Well, because things have to be accessible. And if people believe in it enough, it works enough.
Yeah.
Well, if they don't have the money, they can truly just learn everything they want by themselves free.
Yeah.
But if they want, they can get involved in more articulated programs like training programs, coaching programs, and resets. But the primary thing that we're doing is we're telling the mainstream audience that this is free, and that makes it accessible anywhere in the world.
Yeah. And also to hit that number, 1 billion people, like you're serious about that.
Yeah.
And that's a serious investment. Like time, money, brain capital, like that's a big investment. I don't look over that.
So we're going to the Philippines in a couple weeks, and we're working with the Department of Health to train 1.5 million Filipinos to deliver this at a coach practitioner level. That's because they're going to have 100 million people doing this. That's what their goal is.
Yeah.
And the reason why this happens right now is that in the current state of the world, we say that we're scientifically advanced and we're more modern, but simultaneously, every disease in the history of mankind is at its peak right now today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything. Every disease, there's not one state of living as a human being that's better than it was 20, 30 years ago. And so the needle has shifted, and by the time most people realize it, kind of like a stock market crash, they're dead. And getting this out there now is really important. So these are part of the reasons why. Today we have 5 million on social platforms and education platforms. We have 50 million people practicing, and those are numbers.
Yeah.
And we get those numbers based on downloads and reviews. And we've done over 1 billion impressions. And now we're pumping out, actually it's changing fast because we're pumping out 200 million impressions a month.
Wow.
And so we know that people are absorbing and they're sharing it and they're sharing with family and friends.
Yeah.
So that's the most important part, is for us to help people feel okay in their bodies again. And why this is important is that only 60 years ago, 85% of healthcare was done by mothers, grandmothers, fathers, and grandfathers in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Today, 98% is done by...
That's not that long ago, by the way, when you think about that.
No.
It's not that long ago.
No, 4 generations.
Yeah.
Today, 98% is being done by a single source, and that single source is now failing. In the United States, where we are, 50% of healthcare workers have transitioned since the pandemic.
Yeah.
So that the system's half as big, people are addicted to it, and 25 times the amount of people are going into that system.
Those numbers don't work.
Right. So, in other words, we have to shift people the responsibility or the burden, because you don't need to go to a doctor when you have a headache or when you have a welt in your body or you have anxiety or you have a rash. There are simple remedies and cures that are available. And those things have been extracted purposely, by the way, out to make us dependent upon the system. But the system's failing now. So, like, I believe in humanity.
Yeah.
Humanity will rise and we'll figure our way out. But in order to figure this out, there's going to be other things like Human Garage that come up as a result.
Yeah. Talk about some of the, I don't know if you use the term modalities or how you describe the platform, what it offers, the exercises or the components of it. Talk about that a little bit.
Sure. The movements are called maneuvers because
So maneuvers is what you call it. I want to make sure.
Because maneuvers are not movements. They're precise and specific. A maneuver is tactical, like in military. It's precise and specific to do something in the body. So these movements are, in the first 15 minutes of these movements, 75 to 90% of the biological stress in your body is relieved, which we don't know any other movement process in the world that does this. Now, this it's starting to move all the way into a practitioner, but we haven't trained practitioners yet, or there's very few. But there are practitioners who use it to help their patients. So basically, you start up by going and doing a 15-minute stress reset. If it resonates with you, do it for a couple of days in a row. You'll start to see things change. And as things change, you can actually go and dig deeper. You can go into like a a 7-day reset or a 28-day reset.
Wow.
And then you can really see the action because it's little incremental steps every day
Yeah.
that get you out of the problem, because it's little incremental steps every day that got you into the problem.
And I saw when I walked in and everybody was practicing, they were doing, I don't want to describe it incorrectly, but there were some movements where they were kind of like making their way across the floor. They were shimmying, they were sitting down. Are those the movements you're talking about?
No, those are,
those?
we're at Primal Moves, and Primal Moves is awesome.
That was theirs. Okay.
If you're in Venice here, those are just movements that are natural movements like a kid would move.
Okay.
And if you do that along with fascial maneuvers remove restriction in the body, perform better. You'll see athletes like Novak Djokovic does it on the court.
Yeah.
Because it removes restriction and gives you more burst of energy to move. You're going to see this, these movements that we were moving across the floor. Yeah. Those are just basic primal movements. There's something called animal flow. Primal Moves is the one that we're supporting here.
Okay.
And when you put them together, it blends because your body wants to move naturally. And I used to be a bodybuilder, and bodybuilding and weights and sports are not natural movements.
Yeah. Like those machines were they weren't in the forest once upon a time, right?
Correct. Here's a simple idea.
Is there a bench press in the I don't know.
Here's a simple thing. Take your right hand.
Yeah.
And then find your range of motion.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, now come back up. Now squeeze your fist.
Yeah.
Try that range of motion again.
Oh, yeah.
You lose it.
I do lose that.
So when you grab something and you exercise, you create restrictions in your joints. That's why bodybuilders can't touch their heads.
Yeah.
That restriction puts your body doesn't feel at ease when that happens. And if that restriction stays long enough, then your body starts to go into dis-ease. Yeah. Because movement is life.
All right, Garry, one more thing. I know they're calling you over there, and I thank you for making some time for us. But one more thing I want to get on this conversation before I let you go. The vegan protein bar.
Yes.
Brand new product. Talk to me about this.
Okay, so Giselle's Vegan Kitchen. Yeah. And you don't have to be vegan to eat this because you're going to love it anyways. What this is 20 grams of protein. There's 0 refined sugar. It's made with flaxseed, hemp seed. It's made with nut butter.
Yeah.
It's got what chocolate feels like chocolate, and it's got cacao, but it's not chocolate. And this, with one of the most powerful things to do is to give your body a sweet sensation. Yeah. But with protein. And that's not sugar, because when you eat sugar, your body can't absorb the protein. And so these are coming out. These will be you can get them online. Yep. They're going to be in Air One. They'll be in Sun Life. They'll be in some Whole Foods.
All the normal spots. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. You're talking my language.
And you'll see Giselle's Vegan Kitchen is like one of the biggest display cases in Air One right now. Wow. Yeah. So you're just going to see the human garage version of that, the protein bar coming out.
Okay. And I know you were talking a little bit about the development of this, how long it took to put together. And there was
conception was 1.5 years ago. Yeah. And then a year ago, we actually took the first step. Yeah. And then it's a matter of just, what was it? Because it wasn't just a bar. We were doing other desserts that were actually healing desserts. So you eat this, you have no guilt because it actually heals your body.
I like that. A healing dessert.
It's sweet, set, heal.
Sweet, set, heal. Get out of here. Man.
Yeah, get out of here.
I love it.
So the idea is that it took a while to figure out what's the best way to get it to the consumer. And that's in a refrigerated protein bar. It's a growing space. Yeah. And that's the quickest and fastest way.
So you refrigerate these?
Yeah.
Oh, I put mine in there anyway. I don't know why.
Well, these are all handmade.
Yeah, but but that actually looks like it's supposed to be refrigerated. It's delicious.
It's handmade and raw, so it's not cooked. Okay. So your body's actually absorbing the nutrients. Once you cook it, you take the enzymes out, and your body has to work harder to digest. Yeah. So this way is quick digesting. Protein that's assimilated directly into the body.
Are they available now, or when do they come out?
About 2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so they'll be out, let's say, by Thanksgiving-ish, after Thanksgiving, 2025?
Around there.
All right, we're going to go December 2025 at the latest.
Yeah, December 2025. And you'll be able to buy them online, too.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get them at humangarage.net, and you'll be also get them at Giselle's Vegan Kitchen.
Awesome. Well, Garry, last thing I want you to do, look into the camera. How do people follow up? How do they learn more? How do they join the Human Garage movement?
Okay, first thing you can do is you can give yourself a break. Do a 15-minute stress reset. Go to our YouTube, it's free of charge, and go through it. 15 minutes will reset your stress, reset your body, reset your life. Do that for 3 days in a row. If that resonates with you, then there are other resets. Go to our website, humangarage.net, and you can dig in, and there is a 1-day reset, there's a 7-day reset, there's a 28-day reset. Try it. And if you are a coach or practitioner out there and you want to join, we have 50 million people, and we only have 1,000 plus coaches right now. And we're going to put 20,000 in this year.
Coaches, come on, get with it.
And we have a business accelerator. We have the greatest software you've ever seen. We spent time building this so that it actually takes all of the job out of being a practitioner or coach so you can focus on people.
Fantastic. For everybody at home, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes, so you can just click on the links and head right on over and check out Human Garage. Speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Garry, man, I'm glad I could finally get you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad to finally be here.